Right now, across the North American tech landscape, a massive background garbage collection process is running. It is quietly purging senior professionals from the system. We tend to view giant tech companies and financial institutions as highly rational, data-driven machines. But beneath that user interface, many operate as sprawling makeshift theaters, where executive decisions are driven by short-term stock metrics and internal power struggles rather than engineering logic. Generative AI provides a convenient, legally compliant smokescreen for this dysfunction. It allows the system to accelerate a strategy that has been buried in its source code for decades. The underlying executable logic is a deliberate move to clear out high-cost, high-liability senior nodes. The system prioritizes cheaper, compliant junior processors who lack family obligations and are easily overworked. Silicon Valley has always operated on a pathological worship of youth. In this ecosystem, aging is treated as a system defect rather than an accumulation of wisdom. They want hardware they can safely overclock without pushback. Professionals over 40 who continue to rely on the standard corporate playbook are operating on logic that the system is actively looking to deprecate. This leaves your entire life's work vulnerable to an unhandled exception. Our first critical bug is the illusion of technical meritocracy. We've been trained to believe that producing flawless code or designing brilliant networks builds a protective moat around our careers. To the macro system, an enterprise architect is just a highly specialized API plugin. The company rents your output for a high salary, valuing the immediate input and output rather than the decades of domain knowledge sitting inside your black box. Modern microservice architecture is designed for replacement. The second a cheaper API becomes available, whether it's an offshore team or an AI-driven service, the legacy component's call chain is permanently severed. This extraction process mirrors the life cycle of a high-end T4 battery. As a fresh graduate, you are a new cell, capable of surviving endless 996 schedules. But by age 45, the corporate telemetry indicates your charge cycles are approaching a physical limit. Technical excellence cannot save a component in an environment explicitly designed to burn out and discard its hardware. This leads to our second bug, the platform delusion. In network architecture, a single point of failure, where one minor component crashing takes down the entire system, is considered a primary design flaw. Yet engineers who build 99.999% uptime systems for their employers often build extremely fragile architectures at home. They tie 100% of their family's cash flow, healthcare, and social identity to a single corporate badge. One automated HR email can revoke your network privileges and take your family's entire financial infrastructure offline in seconds. This creates bug number 3, the linear retirement myth. The standard roadmap assumes you will neatly deposit a percentage of your income for 40 uninterrupted years, relying on this smoothly rising compounding curve. But macro labor data shatters this assumption. At age 50, the math hits a discontinuity point. 56, your only viable option is to architect a systematic decoupling from it. This requires moving toward the Money Caddy 6+1 framework, replacing the fragile corporate link with a central AI core and defensive pillars. First, implement zero trust. Next, deploy hot backup redundancy through parallel income pipelines. Finally, execute a hard decoupling by establishing separate legal entities. The right side of this graphic shows the result of that shift. You stop being a consumable T4 battery and begin operating as a sovereign architecture owner with exponential reach. Stop exhausting your processing power to build a skyscraper you don't own. Start writing the source code for your own life today. Merge your Plan B code branch. To execute this full deployment strategy, join the Career Value Reconstruction Seminar. End of audit.